Hola. So I will be posting a series of videos, micro videos, I like to call them. And the key idea is to look at different concepts and GCSE Spanish, grammar, listening, reading, strategy, lots of different things, exam technique. And the idea, as I said, is to take those concepts, simplify them, unpack the key ideas and make them easier to understand, then do a little bit of practice, and it should be short and straightforward. So let's jump straight in. Right now, we are going to be looking at the following concepts. In the past, in Spanish, we have two main tenses. As you can see in the image, we have the imperfecto, right? And then we have preterito. Have a look at this image, this visual. And so you can see from now, which is the present tense, until, and then before that is the past. If you notice, the key idea, number one, is that imperfecto or imperfect, it's a like a more continuous action in the past. There is an uncertainty usually about when it started and when it ended. So we say things such as, when I was little, I used to go I used to go swimming every Saturday. So we know that, first of all, it's a repeated action in the past, but we also don't know exactly when that happened, right? So it was repeated in the past. And this is the main idea of the imperfect. Of course, it's not the only one, but it's the main idea that will allow us to differentiate it from preterito. Preterite. This preterito is like the simple past. So what does that mean? It's a completed action in the past. So something like this. If you notice, so something like this. Yesterday I went to the cinema. So if you notice, this is like a one-off event. Something happened yesterday, and it's now a completed action in the past. Whereas the imperfect is more of a repeated, not a one off that is completed, but a repeated action in the past. When I was little, this is what I used to do every Saturday, for example. So, this is the main idea. So you can see this here, more examples. So something shorter like preterite. Last weekend I went out with my friends, and that's it. It happened last weekend. Whereas the imperfect is more of idea of continuity. There was good weather the whole weekend, right? So that's me describing what the weather was like, which is another key idea of the imperfect. So this is how we look at it, mainly looking at preterite as a one-off, completed action in the past. Last year, I went to Spain on holidays. Yesterday, I watched a movie with my friends, right? So I did it, and these actions are now fully completed. Whereas the other one, as you can see, it's more of, oh, I went to this restaurant and the food was wonderful. So when I describe what the food was like, and it's more continuous, or as I said earlier, repeated action, that's going to be imperfect. I'm not going to go into detail about how to form each one of them. So that would be for another micro video, but I can point you out in the right direction right now. So we recognize the imperfect as the aba ia. What does that mean? It means that we take the infinitive, remove the ending, and we add ava for AR or ia for IR. Whereas the preterite has a, also you remove from the infinitive, but then you need to learn the endings, okay? So it has a set of endings that are not ava, ia. So, as I said, not the aim of today's micro video. We will do that soon. And finally, let's do a bit of practice. So at this point, I suggest that you pause the video, you try and decide whether the verbs in red are preterite or imperfect based on the explanation and the theory we've just seen. Then you continue, you carry on with the video and check the answers. So pause as soon as you can, and I will tell you the answers when you get back. So I am hoping that you did pause the video, you try, and I'm going to tell you now the answers. So last summer I went, have a look at this. This is preterite, right? Why? Because it's clear when it happened and it's a completed action in the past. Preterito. Okay? Preterito. Yesterday I ate a hamburger. Same thing. Preterito. I did it and it's fully completed in the past, a one-off. So again, preterito. It's a one-off event. This is what I did yesterday. Preterito, P. In the past, there you go. To be honest, without even looking at the tense, in the past suggests there is some sort of lack of clarity as to when the event started or ended. Yeah, we know it happened in the past, but when exactly? So that's already taking us towards imperfect. And there you go, you have it there. I used to eat. When you used to eat, that's a repeated action. So therefore, imperfecto. Okay, so let me put an I next to the three. Last year, I visited my cousin. It happened last year. Clearly, it was a one-off, and that's it. It was a one-off event. That one is pretérito. And finally, we have número cinco. Last weekend, I went to the park. That's it. I did it. It's fully completed. Therefore, it has to be pretérito. It's a one-off. Whereas because it was sunny is telling me, oh, I'm going to tell you what the weather was like. I'm going to describe the weather for you, set up the scene for you, tell you what it was like. So that is the idea of imperfect. So there we go. This is the micro video to distinguish, to understand the difference between imperfect and preterite. Adios.